Welcome back to Daytime. Well, you know, this show is a little bit about change today and how you can change, maybe how your home can change, and if you're looking at making some of those changes, Pioneer Craftsmen Limited can certainly make your dreams a reality. And today, Jennifer Dainard joins us with Pioneer Craftsmen Limited. Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
And before we start talking about the renovations that you did today, I think something that we should note is that, on kind of a sad note today, that the gentleman who was the founder of Pioneer Craftsmen Limited, Ken Adam, just passed away yesterday.
He did. We came into work yesterday and found out, and he had his health has been failing over the last couple of years, so I don't think it was entirely unexpected, but it's never good news. But the family has been told that his request was not to have a funeral, but to have a party. So they're having a party for him on Saturday, which I think is great, and really to celebrate his life, because he had a life well lived, and he's certainly leaving a legacy behind in his family and friends and the company that he founded. So
Absolutely.
It's a sad departure.
Well, our thoughts are with Gary and Jamie and everybody at Pioneer Craftsmen. You know, just it does leave a smile on your face though when you see the legacy that he left with the company and the work that you're doing. I mean, that attention to detail and just the pride in what you do.
Exactly.
And today's renovation is absolutely no exception.
It's a situation where we had a couple that had bathrooms that sort of sat back to back that were difficult to manage. They didn't have a lot of storage space, a lot of counter space. They just were pokey, and there wasn't a lot of opportunity to consider what can we do with this space and not touch the walls if we're going to make it better. So it was certainly a challenge that was brought to our attention, and we had to work up some different plan options.
And I gotta say,
see where
one
we go.
of the more unique things I've heard of kind of tandem washrooms.
Yeah, in the sense that in the upper level they were adjacent to each other on the upper level. Sometimes, you know, a main bathroom is down the hall and the ensuite bathroom is kind of at the other end beside the master, but it just so happens they were back to back. So it really required that when we were going to consider the one bathroom and change that would improve it, we wanted to consider both at the same time, and find ways to rejig the space and see what we could offer them.
I'm going to make a guess that when people are coming to you for the renovations, one of the first things you'll hear 9 times out of 10 is, we need more space. Gotta have more space.
Definitely, and I think in a home of a 30 or 40-year-old era, you know, they simply didn't have as much stuff. I mean, let's face it, we've got more beauty products. Men now have beauty products as much as the women do. And
well, we know how much Jay loves the cucumbers on the eyes and the mud baths.
Yeah,
so
forget eating them. I'm playing cucumber peekaboo. Yeah, fair enough. There we go.
So it's about finding some more space to put your stuff and counter space to work with, and it became the challenge to work with. And this was a situation where there was a shower in the ensuite bathroom and a tub in the main bathroom, and it was necessary to keep those two different functions. A retired couple, that one of the sensitivities that they wanted to have was that this would have universal appeal, so that when they did resell the home, that they knew that they had wisely invested their money so that they could turn it around when it is time to move on from this home.
Well, and there's a key thing to remember, especially if the kids are out of the home, you're in the home now, you still want it to feel like home, but someday the for sale sign could go on the line.
That's right.
And too often I think we make those changes thinking, this is what I want. But you have to kind of have that eye to the future and think, okay, but maybe not everybody likes what I like.
I know of a classic example of someone that bought a ranch-style home and then renovated the interior to look Victorian.
Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. You can't always necessarily, I mean, yeah, everybody wants a moat. Who doesn't want a moat around their house?
Hello.
But, you know, I mean, you have to think of it in terms of the resale market.
It's true. And I mean, we certainly want to take the influence from the home. We want to make it universally appealing. Sometimes that's just about picking finishes that are neutral-ish, or picking things that aren't necessarily trendy. I could have taken these same spaces and made a really contemporary bathroom that somebody might have called really groovy or funky and have done something that direction, but it wouldn't have suited the home, and it wouldn't have suited the current homeowners, and maybe wouldn't have had as much universal appeal for the next homeowner.
What I love about you, Jennifer, is that you really understand me, and you know that I need big pictures in order to understand exactly what you're talking about. So what you've done, this is a before and after layout of the bathroom that you were working with. So let's take a look at the before and how things were set out.
Great, let's do that. I didn't have before pictures to bring you, so we're going old school with the hand pointing, which I think is great.
That's right up my alley.
So really, this was the ensuite area in this particular segment of the upper level.
Okay.
The main bathroom sort of backing onto it, and then sort of the corner in between was the master walk-in closet. So this really, was the master bedroom.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
One of their large concerns was that they didn't want to sacrifice any space inside the master bedroom in order to make the changes that they needed. But when you start to look at how this is laid out and go, how do I keep a walk-in closet, a shower in the one bath, a bathtub in the other bathroom, and in fact the request was to make a bigger shower that had a seat in it. So when you're already dealing with those kinds of limitations, we needed to be able to, I think, convince the homeowners that there was a way to steal a little bit of space without sacrificing what felt like space in the master bedroom in order to make this happen.
Well, and when you're dealing with a bathroom renovation, plumbing becomes a big concern because there are only so many places, I guess, without doing major work, that you can put a sink, that you can put a toilet, and yet you have to kind of think about that a bit.
Exactly, and really the toilet is the one component that is the biggest problem. For one, it's got the biggest sort of waste management that has to happen there, and they need to fit between the joists. Things like shower drains and sink drains, I can almost move that anywhere. It doesn't mean it's not problematic sometimes, but a toilet is one thing that I can't cut out 3 floor joists in order to move your toilet that direction, or your ceiling falls down below. So and we don't really want to leave you with that.
And that becomes the next renovation job. But we're going to focus on this one first, and when we come back, we'll find out how Jennifer and the design team at Pioneer Craftsmen Limited circumvented all those issues and made it into their dream washroom. So stay with us.